Sports Live is bringing you raw takes, real talk, and all the action from across New Mexico. This isn't your average sports show. It's your hometown locker room. Turn up the volume, San Juan County. This is your sports show. Albert, Stephen, Cory, and Ben bringing the heat from San Juan County to all of New Mexico, where small-town sports bring big-time energy. Now, let's join the guys in the garage.
What's up, Four Corners? We're live here. It's Desert Sports Live in the garage, guys, for episode 4, bringing you high school sports. Hey, we're going to dabble in a little bit of some NFL and college games today as well, but a huge couple of weeks in football as well as in soccer and volleyball. We have some new rankings coming out for soccer. Stephen will go through some of that, so pretty exciting. We're going to talk about everybody in football around here as well, but, Stephen, it was a great week of football this week. A lot of big wins, a lot of teams getting back on track.
Yeah, it was a good week, and we're actually looking forward to talking tonight. I got some video clips. I kind of want to do a little breakdown. I'm going to call Albert out on the carpet tonight. We're going to do a little breakdown. We're going to slow it up a little bit. We'll watch the video clips, and then we'll go back and check them out. But also, I got some video clips in Navajo Prep this week. We've been talking a little bit about Navajo Prep. Now, I know that they got their first loss this last week, but I'll tell you what, man, those kids they're playing pretty dang good. So excited to go over all the information we got tonight. We're gonna do some fun stuff at the end as well,
yeah.
And we got some more information for you coming up for this next week. What's coming up next for Desert Sports Live as far as streaming? So it should be a fun night, Cory. I don't know, you got Farmington to talk about tonight. That's going to be one of your teams. Ben's going to be talking about Aztec, but looking forward to talking about all the information we got tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4 games in now, so you kind of got to see where these teams are shaking out, kind of what their identities are. And, 4A just got started on district this week, this past week. So, and then 6A should be district. I think got one more non-district, and then they kick off district. So, yeah, excited to get started under that and kind of see how things play out.
Yep, and we'll just keep rolling and talking about, our teams, and Aztec I'll be covering again this week, and just talking about that little saga that we got going on with these guys, and just keep plugging away, and just, like I said, I'm just always glad to be here with you guys.
Heck yeah. Well, and next show you'll get to talk about your son in the junior high level, because we're going to be down there Wednesday night broadcasting the Bloomfield Bobcats junior high team taking on the Kugler Middle School Tigers, which is Aztec's middle school, this Wednesday. So 2 days from now, we're going to do our first junior high game. Stephen, pretty pumped about that. So bringing another level to the broadcast.
And thanks to our good friend Mandy Sagata. She even did me a little field report. You're going to get to see that towards the end of the show. Got some video clips, good times. And, the reason we want to do that, too, is because really that's the only field reports we're getting is from, like Mandy gives me a field report every couple weeks on what's going on with the junior high. We really want to get some more field reports. Cory and I have a buddy at work that his daughter plays volleyball over there in Farmington, and we're waiting to get some of those clips in so we can start showing this stuff. And I talked to Albert this week. I'm going to start breaking up some clips, and we're going to start pushing that out on social media so you guys can see who we're talking about, what we're talking about. It should be a lot of fun.
Well, let's get started. We're going to be talking about the number 1 team in 4A. It's the Bloomfield Bobcats, no doubt about it. The number 1 team in the state. Of course, St. Pius ranked behind them right at 2. Silver City at 3, Bernalillo at 4, Grants at 5, Portales at 6, Albuquerque Academy 7, Taos 8, Chaparral 9, Valencia 10, and no, I don't think you can really argue with a whole lot of the way they went 1 through 10, guys. I mean, Bloomfield, they had that big loss against the Piedra Vista Panthers, but what did we say at our last show? They were going to put it together. No panic out of the Bloomfield Bobcats. whatsoever. Every one of us knew that they were going to get right back on track, and they sure did. They took on the Maimira Patriots, and I mean, they put it to them, 59-18. That game ended early. Over 475 passing yards, 7 touchdowns thrown, 160 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns. I mean, it was a big night for the Bloomfield Bobcats. That was 2 weeks ago. This past Friday, they take on their first district game, as Aztec did, and they took on the Kirtland Central Broncos. 235 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 135 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. That's a group collectively. You know, they won that game 56-0. That took it to the Mercy as well. But Bloomfield, I mean, they're going to be taking on Aztec this Friday night in Bloomfield. And I think a lot of people expect a lot of the same things from this Bloomfield team from last year to really just run completely through the district. And it's hard to argue that fact, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Bloomfield on the field, Bloomfield on the field, they dominate, they execute, they know exactly what they're doing and when they're doing it. And Cory, I'm going to pull up. If you want to put me on my camera right here, I'm gonna pull up this clip, and here's what I'm talking about, Albert. I want you to take a look at this as well. Albert or Cory's gonna get me up on the screen on my computer here, and you'll see right here. This is a 57-yard touchdown reception, I believe. Yeah, 57 yards, and it's Chavaria to Cable Caruth, and you know these kids. You got Cable Caruth, you got Gavin Peacock, you got. Duncan in the backfield. You just got all these weapons. Hutchins out there on the receiver, but you'll see he's not the one on the bottom of the screen, but he's the second one up, and you're going to see he just goes and finds the soft spot in the zone right here, catches the ball, and then just the athleticism makes the rest of the play happen right in between 3 defenders right there. And that Chavaria has great field awareness and just breaks away from the pack and runs into the end zone. But you know, like let's go back real quick, and this is what I'm talking about. I was trying to get my mouse to work earlier, but you'll see what I'm talking about right here. Look at that. I mean, when you have receivers that will run their routes and they'll find that soft spot in the defense like that, if you're Chavaria, I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's so easy it's like just playing catch with your receivers.
Well, and that's the adjustments that Mike Kovacs and his staff makes. I mean, obviously the safety needed to come up and cover that back. He was right in front of him. It was a misstep, and when that happens, Chavaria is going to make you pay every single time, and we're going to see that a number of times. Go ahead, you got another clip.
We got another clip here, and this one's Chavaria again. It's to Caleb Hutchins. But I mean, you just watch the execution from these guys. I mean, they just know what to do, when to do. They just have a good relationship. And see right there, once again, if you look, and it's funny because I can kind of see it from a soccer perspective, but look at the triangle right there. He goes right in the middle, finds the soft spot, makes the catch into the end zone. I mean, it's just pitch and catch.
Great job by Chavaria to throw that up high where only his receiver could go up and catch that. And I mean, Ben, your son is a safety. I mean, you know how important where ball placement is. I mean, it's proof right there. That's a perfect spot to throw the ball.
Well, then you see like Chavaria right there. He had 2 receivers, well, probably 3. I didn't even see up at the top right, open. I mean, he just chose the middle one at that point, but each of those receivers, like Stephen keeps saying, finds that soft spot and just gets themselves in an open position and lets the Chavaria just throw it to him.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you do as a defense?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to cover every one of those guys. It's, you know, a lot of times in high school, you have that one guy or those 2 guys that you got to make sure and cover and make sure they're taken care of. Man, in Bloomfield, I mean, you've got 5 or 6 guys. Yeah. And
to your point, Stephen, 6 touchdowns to Hutchins, 2 to Duncan, 3 to Peacock, 3 to Caruth, and 4 to Pretty. And 1 to Ordania. I think, I apologize if I didn't say his name right, but that's spreading the ball around. That's proving your point right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you do, Cory? I mean, you know, and we were kind of talking about what's the identity for all of these teams this year, and I mean, Bloomfield just kind of picked up where they left off from last year, even with the loss of players they had.
Yeah, I mean, you Look at Kirtland trying to respond. There's only, in both those clips, they're only rushing 3 guys. They can't sacrifice anybody else to rush the quarterback, put any pressure back on Chavarria. So, I mean, that makes it that much more difficult. They got 8 guys in coverage. They're still finding soft spots. That's what makes Bloomfield difficult to compete against. They have top-notch receivers. They find all those soft spots in the middle, and they can catch the ball. If you're not on them and your hands aren't tangled up with them, you're not going to knock that ball away. So, I mean, their offense, that's what Bloomfield's known for. They're a flashy offense. They score quick, and then defensively was always the question for me. And then right now they got that puzzle solved.
So, what as a coach though, what do you? And I'll throw this at you guys that have coached football. Like what is it that you do if you're Kirtland on the other side of the ball and you're like, we've got to cover all these guys? What defense is it that you're looking at running? Do you man up and try to stay with a guy? I don't even know if that's possible.
I think you try a little bit of
them.
everything. Like
just kind of see what works.
You just have to man up on the outside, 2 deep safeties, and cross your fingers. I mean, that's about. I mean, look how balanced they are, though. 11 rushing touchdowns, 19 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns by Duncan, 4 by Chavarria, 1 each for Babcock, Hutchins, and Gosnell. So really balanced in the Bloomfield Bobcats, no doubt about it. They take on the Aztec Tigers, which they won that game 53-0 last year. So, you know, hey, Bloomfield's still the #1 team, no doubt about it. We've said it all year long. Yes, they lost to Piedra Vista, but they need to lose in the state championship before I'm going to knock them off that pedestal. So we're going to head on out to Piedra Vista. Man, I was telling Steven this, man, I keep getting chills. We called this. We said Piedra Vista was going to surprise a lot of people, except themselves. I think they knew that what team they had with Coach Jared Howell and his coaching staff. Just everybody else is now just finding out.
Absolutely. And I'm going to get my clips ready here. I've got 3 clips of Piedra Vista. And, sorry, I'm going to try to pull all of this stuff up. But, yeah, it's like you said, you know, like we've said all season long, you cannot sleep on Piedra Vista. They've got, you know, Coach Howe comes up with a good team. And this year they are running such a different offense. You know, last year it was Brigg. I mean, he was their whole offense, right, Cory? You were at all those games. I mean, it was Brigg to the right, Brigg to the left, Brigg up the middle.
Exactly. And
it was just heavy run. And this year they are mixing it up. And I think I've got it on here. I mean, I'm going to show you guys a halfback pass. You know, Ruben Marquez was out for this game against Alamogordo. And they had Nick Halverson in there, but Nick I thought he did a great job. You know, PV comes out with the win, 21-14, and I tell you what, this team is going to be competitive. And I'm going to let me see which clip I have up here. This is clip 10. This one. Oh, and you know what? That's what I wanted to say. I'm glad I'm looking at my clips because this one is Andrew Wood, and he's playing defense. Go ahead and switch me over there, Cory. And I want to show you. He's right up here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Like he's right here, and they're gonna run an option, and he has his eyes. He hits the blocker. He has his eyes on the ball the whole time, reads the play, and makes the tackle. And I mean, if this is the kind of defense that you're gonna play, I mean, you're gonna have some success. I wanted to highlight him a little bit right here. Look at that. It was just a great job of understanding what was happening. And Albert, I always defer to you to maybe help out on this stuff. But you'll see him. He comes off right here, hits the blocker, shrugs him off, and then goes right to the quarterback. The quarterback doesn't even have a chance to get the pitch off. And I think it's because Wood did such a good job right there. That guy thought he was going to get the hit. Wood just jumps by him and hits the quarterback before he has a chance.
It's just a perfect fundamental job by that young man. You're playing defensive end or outside linebacker, whatever it's going to be called in that said defense. Most of it's a defensive end or outside linebacker, whatever. But the point is his job is to step across. There's no threat of a pass from him. His job is to step straight across and push everything inside him other than the quarterback. And then the cornerback's going to come up. The cornerback is going to cover the pitch man. Perfectly played. He wasn't able to get the pitch off. That is as textbook as a defensive play as you get right there. Step straight across, force everything inside. You got your cover guy, quarterback. The cornerback's going to come up and cover the running back. Done deal.
He was there too.
Done deal.
Yeah, just enjoyed watching this game. You know, I was going through this game and getting to see what they did. And you know, my favorite thing to say is you win in the trenches. And right now, PV's doing a pretty dang good job of winning in the trenches with their offensive and defensive line. Now here's Amasi Griego right here. He gets the halfback pass, and it's a 40-yard reception, and they get all the way down to the 5-yard, and they end up scoring after this. But this was just a great play, and I just think it's fun to watch. Like, this offense is just so much different than last year. They do so many different things, and right here you'll see he nails him. I mean, he got behind the defender. The defender was not expecting that at all, came up to play the run, and PV with the big pass play right there. But you'll see, look at the protection he has right here. His guys come out.
Look at the receivers blocking.
Yep. Nice catch down there around the 20-yard line, and he makes his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Just a great job. Is they're just mixing it up. PV is just mixing it up on offense. I got one more. I'll try to hurry up here. I know I'm taking up all the time. This one right here, you're going to see Nick Halverson. He attempts to hit AJ Cockrell, but the ball gets deflected, and Ethan Duckett with great field awareness comes up with the ball and runs into the end zone. You'll see him break around the end here to go out for his pass. He's the short flag pass pattern right there. Bounces off. He makes the catch into the end zone. And I don't know if you guys can see that or not very well, but you'll see Duckett. He comes out and he cuts right there around the 10-yard line. Great job of staying with the play and making the catch. And the reason I wanted to show that one as well is because if Ethan Duckett he doesn't get the ball.
Yeah.
He could have easily,
Just gave up on the play.
Given up on the play. He did not give up on the play. He made his way down there to see what was going to happen.
Excellent.
And did an excellent job. But no, I really believe that PV is going to go into the district season and they're going to compete. Like, you better not come in thinking that they're just going to lay down and roll over and you're going to get an easy win. But Cory, I thought they played really well.
Yeah, so this is the PV team that I saw the potential in PV last year. They kept fighting, grinding out these games. They were close, but they always fell just a little bit short. So the script is flipped a little bit this year, and they're finding the way to win, to get the ball in the end zone. And so I knew PV had this in them, and they're putting it all together. They're putting the ball in the air more than they did last year. Obviously, it was all run heavy, and so now they have a passing attack, which I think might be it's a little surprise coming from PV. But before I move over to you, Ben or Albert, I just want to put out for Cale Farley for Piedra Vista is one of their top players.
Yes.
And he did suffer an injury this weekend, and so we want to just extend our prayers to him and just for a speedy recovery for that young man.
Absolutely, well said. And and Piedra Vista, kudos to that coaching job, because they figured out what the secret sauce is with the players that they have and the talent that they have, and they've matched their offense and their defense perfectly to that talent. Ben, let's head on over to the Aztec Tigers, 1-3 on the season, 0-1 in district. Head coach Spencer Conley doing what they can over there in Aztec, a ton of freshmen playing. As crazy as a lot of people may look at me when I say this or not, they are improving. And they are getting better, and I feel that this football team is starting to come back to life.
Yeah, like you said, improvement each week, and at the same time, I have to give it to the coaches because they're implementing different stuff each week because they're losing players. They're getting players back from concussion protocol, and so they're having to switch their whole line or offense or defense up because of players being out and then coming back. So yeah, I mean, exactly. They have to improve or they don't compete. And like you said, I'm glad that we're through the first 3 games, and now all the coaches are putting in those freshmen because we need them. Obviously, that's all we got. And quit holding back on the freshmen. Let them play. That's their goal. That's the high point for them guys, to be on varsity. As a freshman when I was there, any chance you got to be out there? Exactly. I'm raising my hand. Put me out there. I don't care if I'm
big deal.
Exactly. Especially in front of your home fans. Like, I say thanks to the home fans. They're showing up. Mm-hmm. It was going to be rainy this week. A lot of fans still showed up in the it was going to rain. It was supposed to rain. Well, we got delayed. We changed the time to 5 o'clock because we wanted to get the game started. Well, we got delayed an hour, so we started at 6 anyway, and we still got the game in. Yeah, it wasn't the showing that Aztec wanted, but I mean, with what we got and, you know, trying every week and not giving up is all I could say. Kudos to the Aztec Tigers and the coaches for that. Yeah, when you got, and my kid, you have to rely on Tanner a lot. Like, his buddy Lorenzo's out. Yep. You know, his heavy run guy. He was out this week. So I hate seeing Tanner back there so much, but hey, he's a playmaker, and you give him a block, he's going to make something happen. And it shows to these on these clips right here. I'm
gonna pull up since you said when you get a block, and I'm just gonna jump in here, and then we can move over to the clip, Cory, on camera 6. But Ben is absolutely right, and I know it's hard for him to talk about his son, so I'm gonna do it because I know you don't want it to feel like you're talking too much. But Tanner O'Gean put that team on his back on Friday night. And I think Albert will agree with me. And he was determined. And it didn't matter that they were down by 36 points or whatever. He was still going to score a touchdown, and he ended up scoring that touchdown. But that kid and his athleticism is what carries that team, or carried that team. I don't know how to explain it unless you actually got to be there. There were several times that kid should have been dropped for an 8-yard loss and ended up getting an 8-yard gain because he's just so quick and he's so athletic and he's so fast. And when I say quick and fast, he's quick side to side. He can move, he can juke, he can get around, and he's so quick. And then he's fast when he breaks down the field. Now this clip right here, this first clip I'm going to show you, this was his first touchdown, and you'll see, and I want to give credit to the guys that came out and block, and Ben, you might know their names. It's 51, and I will see who the other number is.
Xavier Wilson.
Came out and just kept blocking for him, and he got touched. But you know what? All he needs is a little bit of blocking, and he'll make the rest happen. So go ahead and switch me over there, Cory, and you'll see right here, and we'll go back and watch it. But watch how they come around. They come out in front to block for him, and that's all he needs is just a little bit of blocking, and he'll do the rest. See, he kind of gets caught on his foot right there, but he just makes his way around the end. And I was talking with Albert about this, and Albert, I'll let you break it down here. I won't take up all the time, but you know, it feels like Aztec is just right there, you know, as far as having, you know, like it's that kind of stuff. Because I was a little disappointed. There were some times in that game where he wasn't getting the blocking he deserved, and I'm not going to show any of that, but I think people know what I'm talking about. But you'll see right here. Watch these guys pull out, and they just stay with it. 77 and 51. They stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Keep going down the field. And you see what I'm saying? And that's all Tanner. That's all he's asking for. Just give me a chance, you know, and they gave him a chance on that play, and he makes his way into the end zone. And I don't know, do you want to add anything to that?
Well, you know, there's not a team in this Four Corners that if Tanner O'Gean was available to bring on their team, they're bringing him on his team. He's just that kind of a player. You know, I just think, you know, with the Aztec offense, you know, some of the things that we've talked about, I felt like they found a little bit of a little Cadillac, if you will, with the last bit of the offense that they ran. And we've been talking about it or I should say I've been talking about it for a while, is I feel like if Aztec switched that offense up, and this is how I would do this if somebody asked me, like, what would be the position for you? I'm putting either I'm putting either O'Gean or Lucero in the quarterback spot, and I'm putting either one, so let's just say Lucio for argument's sake, or Lucero, Lucero at the quarterback position, and then you're going to have O'Gean and you're going to have Dixon on each side, and you're going to run your power offense out of that. And I think you've got the ball in the hands of some of the best running backs that Aztec has out there, without a doubt. And then you bring in the other younger guys. Throw Brody Sagata back there a little bit. Give those guys a breather. Get the ball in his hands. He's a playmaker as well. Get number 25. I think he's a freshman, but he's a big body to also put out there. And then you can run up to the line of scrimmage. Then you could bring in, forgive me, Martin under center. And then you can go with 3 running backs in the backfield. Pick your choice. Put, O'Gean and Lucero and Dixon or whoever that other back may be. I mean, we've seen a lot of Dixon really came alive towards the end of that game. And
it gives those guys a break.
I feel like if you just bring that in tight, just bring everybody in, stop messing with the wide receivers and all that. Bring everybody in tight, man up on somebody on the blocking scheme, give it the ball to your best players, and just let them rip. Just let them go.
Well, and that being said, and I'll let you talk here a little more. I know we haven't got to Cory yet, but Jerry Mullins and Hunter Nichols, you have some guys that'll go out there and put the work in too.
Jordan Wallace.
There you go. Exactly. There's so many guys, and me and Albert, we've been talking about this. I mean, we've all been talking about it. Aztec, it feels like they're right there and that they could really put something together and do something, but it's like they just can't get over that hump. And that's our opinion, is that if you do that and you put those you put those 3 guys back there, Lorenzo is just a smash mouth. He's gonna go right through the middle and pound, and then you got Dixon and Tanner. Man, they're going to move all over the place. Just a change of pace all the time. Let them work that and get good at doing that. They did that at the end of the season last year, that heavy run, Cory, and it worked for them. And I got another clip here I want to show real quick before we go, Tanner, but we'll just show. This was his second touchdown. You'll see his athleticism. He just makes it happen. He finds his way around that outside corner, dodges guys. He's just too fast.
See, and I mean, could you imagine having your 3 best running backs taking direct snaps that way and just do an option read? Either I'm going to hand it off here or we're going to roll out and you're coming with me. And just force the defense to make a decision on which running back they're going to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I think that Aztec is obviously they got a lot of freshmen that are just getting up to varsity speed. So these kids are just learning, and they're learning kind of trial by fire. And I'm going to use that kind of segue because I think Farmington is having some of the same issues. We're going to roll right over to, unless you guys got something else.
No, roll on to that. I will just say those are only our opinions. Of course, the coaches they don't got me on speed dial.
That's our job, right? That's our job. We're gonna
hey, how do we do this, or what would you do with that? That's just our own opinion. So anybody out there, no offense. We're just talking shop here. Go ahead, Cory.
Yeah, so we're going to roll right over to the Farmington Scorpions. They faced, in the last 2 weeks, they played Los Lunas at home.
Yes.
And then they traveled down to Falcon, Colorado.
Yeah.
So if you look at the score from the Los Lunas game, let me tell you, that score does not tell you what happened in that game.
It does not.
So I don't even have the final score, do I? It was 54, I believe, to
54-18.
18, okay. I thought it was 17. Anyway, so when I say the Farmington's kind of have it's like they're right there. They can just get over that hump just a little bit, find that rhythm. Their offense is kind of, the receivers are running routes, the quarterback's getting it there, the timing's just not there yet. And a lot of that goes back to Kalsic just throwing off his heels. Almost, he's getting the snap and shotgun formation, and he's on his heels immediately. So, if he gets another second in time, maybe he finds some receivers. But a balanced attack from Farmington, this is versus Los Lunas, 122 pass yards, 147 rush yards, 1 TD from each. But defensively, they had 3 interceptions. I'm not sure what the fumble recovery is, but Farmington was winning against Los Lunas.
In the third quarter.
Going into the fourth, they were up
Yes.
at the start of the fourth quarter. And then, unfortunately, it's like the wheels just came off. Los Lunas started to find holes. Receivers got free, and they dropped 40 in the fourth quarter. But, like I said, if they could have just held it for another 8 minutes, of game time, Farmington is right there in that game. Unfortunately, fatigue plays a role, and I don't know if you want to pull clips up or if I can just play
I've got clips. I've got this one here is clip 7.
I'm going to pull you up right
Sorry, let me make sure I said that right.
here.
Clip 6.
So, yeah, this is going to be Kalsic is going to find Danny Hagstrom for a 21-yard score on this play right here. Danny Hagstrom kind of from that slot just runs a little corner route. finds a soft spot right there on the defense, gets drugged down, but extends his arm, gets that score there. And this is the time. So you actually see here that Kalsic has a little bit of time to throw. Of course, it's a quick pass situation, but this is where Farmington is having success. If they can get the ball in and out of Kalsic's hands into his receivers, they're finding success there.
Well,
what a great spot. What a great spot to put it. Sorry, Albert.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
He put it in the spot where only his receiver could get it.
Well, and a great job by the receiver. Look how fast he turns his head looking for the football. I mean, that's picture perfect right there if you want to show the youngsters about how to throw on time, where to put the football in a great spot where only his receiver can get there, and the receiver to get his head around to let the quarterback know, I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Well, Kalsic was able to step into that throw. Exactly. He was relaxed. You'll see him right here. He's nice and relaxed. Doesn't feel any pressure. Nice little pitch and catch right there. And like you said, Hagstrom, look, he hit 10 yards down it wasn't even 10. It was probably about 8 yards down the field. Like you said, Albert, he turns his head looking for the ball. He's prepared, and he knows right where to run his route, and he trusts his quarterback to put the ball where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and so if Farmington could continue to find success on that, I mean, you look back at some of the replays from the game, and it's constantly routes like that. They're hitting little pockets, and they're getting 8-10 yards at a time. It's when they get the ball snapped and they're trying to find something deeper, and they're running out of time very, very quickly. And Kaltz is just throwing the ball from his heels. And unfortunately, they haven't found the timing just yet. But so flip that to the week 2. They travel down to Falcon, Colorado. I believe that's up by Denver, and they come home with a win, 21-17, their first win. And Farmington, I think, needed that for confidence, just for themselves. I mean, they're putting the pieces together. Against the Falcons, they had 150 pass yards, 172 rush yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, another passing touchdown, another pick. So defensively, they are coming up with some picks. They're finding the ball in the air, being ball hawks. But
I really wanted to get some video from that game, but as Cory can attest, that their camera was terrible. Do you want to show that pick? Here's one of the picks from the Los Lunas games. I know I'm showing the Los Lunas game footage, and that's because the camera was terrible for the Falcons. But I really felt like Farmington played. There's the interception right there. That's number 5, I believe. Is that number 5? Yeah, that's Coulter Davis is who I have down for that interception. But I really felt like Farmington played a good game against Los Lunas. It just, that fourth quarter, something happened, man. The wheels just came off. I don't know if they got fatigued or they got overconfident or what happened, but I really felt like they were doing what it took to win that game.
Well, Clovis should have been a W. You can ask any Farmington player or fan. They won't hide the feelings about that. We seen the game. They should have won the game. Yep. Durango could have shown up better, but Durango's the real deal. Beat Piedra Vista this year, and they're always going to bring it to the table as well. Los Lunas, a lot closer game than, as you mentioned, Cory. I mean, that game was right there for them to take, and then they get the W with the Falcons. So honestly, we could see Farmington at a 2-2 record right now. Absolutely. Now, of course, they go up against La Cueva, and hey, La Cueva's on their heels right now. La Cueva's on their heels, and if Farmington can put those plays together that we just showed on there, and that defense continuously step up and keep that game close, they could walk away with the win. I know that people around the state may be like, are you crazy? But I'm telling you, Farmington is Farmington still. It's still a Jeff Dalton coach team. And I would not put it past them to clamp it down defensively, slow the game down by running the football, short, quick passes, get that clock run down, and keep that game close. And let's see what Farmington can do in the fourth quarter.
I think that a lot of these times, like La Cueva's coming into the hutch this week, and just the name La Cueva carries that, what's the word, that reputation with it, right? So some of these kids playing, and they go, oh, we're playing La Cueva, man, it's going to be a really tough. You got to have the right mindset coming in, and I think that's a big role, because they got, like we talked about Murderers Row of a schedule. They got La Cueva coming into town, then they got Cleveland next week, they got Volcano Vista the following week. So I mean, it's going to buckle in. It's going to be some tough football the next 3 weeks, but I think that they can compete. They start finding the successful routes and putting it out there.
Well, that's like Albert said. La Cueva is on their heels. You know, Cleveland got a loss for the first time in who knows how long. You know, like anything can happen. And I think you're right. I think the biggest thing is don't go over there and don't go into that game and get overwhelmed. Don't overthink it. It's La Cueva. Just go in and play your game. I mean, Los Lunas is tough. They always have a tough football team, Absolutely. And Farmington played them for 3 quarters. They probably should have finished it out. They just didn't. But yeah, I think them and PV, they can definitely make a showing in this district if they come out and play like they should play.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. I think Farmington, again, is I think they're hitting their right stride at the right time. I just believe in that. Ben, we've seen Farmington. Matter of fact, didn't you guys played against Farmington in district?
we still played them. You know, it wasn't a district game, but it was a rival game because we've always been out of a district with them guys. But it was just one of those crosstown rivalries, kind of like Bloomfield, but not near as significant as the Bloomfield rivalry.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to finish off on Farmington, if they keep finding those plays and getting their conditioning even more into the season and last longer into that fourth quarter, they'll pull out a win.
Yeah, there you go. Building up for next year. Farmington's going to be tough to beat, obviously, next year for darn sure. But they won't quit this year, no doubt about it. And nobody's saying they are, but they're good. They got a lot of dog in them. And I'm telling you, I could be wrong, but if Farmington can keep it close against Cueva, hey, man, that's going to be a close game. Hey, we're going to jump over to Kirtland Central. Guys, a new head coach before we even get halfway through the season. So Travis Clary out. Not sure what the situation was there. Bob Shuttleworth, I believe is how you say his last name.
Yeah, so.
Forgive me if I mispronounced that. But, you know, he takes on Kirtland. And what's the first game he gets to walk out there to? The Bloomfield Bobcats. Yeah. And listen, there's no shame in that. 95% of all teams are going to lose to the Bloomfield Bobcats this year. 1%, you know, whatever that looks like. Obviously, PV beat them, but, you know, we're going to be moving forward into 4A. And, you know, hey, I'm saying it here. Here's my receipts. Bloomfield, St. Pius in the state championship, period, end of story. That's just how I feel about it. Nobody could ever, there's just nothing to talk about when it comes to that. Unless somehow they meet up in the semifinals, which we all hope does not happen. Let's pray. And it shouldn't happen if they stay 1-2. Kirtland comes in, you know, Bloomfield ends that game 56-0. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Bloomfield had a very big game. Kirtland 55 yards with a touchdown. 151 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns on the ground against Bloomfield. Of course, they got the win the previous week against Shiprock, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 151 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. You know, Bloomfield will be taking on Grants. They're 3-4 all-time against Grants. They lost that game 28-19 last year. They play Grants in Grants. So it's going to be another tough game for the new head coach and Shuttleworth. And, you know, for Kirtland guys, you know, we've been out there, the 3 of us. You didn't get to go out there with us. You know, they looked pretty decent the first game when we seen them against Valencia.
Yeah, they absolutely should have been winning that game at halftime against Valencia. Now, it got out of hand, and Valencia came away with a big win. But it was 21-6 at halftime, and I really felt like it should have been the other way around, and it was just some unforced errors on Kirtland's part that cost them, you know, going into halftime in the lead. But Kirtland's like everyone else, like they're struggling with kids and injuries, you know, like, and I shouldn't just say, when I say everybody else, I mean everybody else except for maybe Bloomfield. Even Taos. When Aztec played Taos didn't have a lot of numbers on the sidelines.
Yeah, that was surprising.
And so I think a lot of these teams, that's just that it is what it is, and it's going to come down to who's the least fatigued in that fourth quarter. I mean, you've got to be ready to play all 4 quarters, and some guys have to be ready to play the whole game. And I did see that Aspas is back at that quarterback position. I'm pretty sure he was playing quarterback against Bloomfield, but like you said, man, it's tough. it is tough to get on the field with Bloomfield right now because they are just firing on all cylinders, Cory.
Yeah, and then we talk about Bloomfield, like we said, they're just reloading. The system is there. And Kirtland now, I don't know if it was Shuttleworth, is that what you said his name was?
Yeah.
Was he already a coach for the team?
I think he was one of the assistants, wasn't he?
So
I didn't read the whole story. I just seen they introduced him as a new head coach.
So I was just curious if it was like a new scheme going to come in. I mean, obviously he's just kind of like Coach Conley last year. He kind of come in and you're already in season. You're just kind of week by week just dealing and trying to implement some things, but he's not going to really implement his scheme until next year, right, to get some off season. So that's a tough spot, especially coming in right at the start of district. You face Bloomfield. I don't know what kind of scheme you throw out there for Bloomfield. It's really kind of throw something at the wall and see what sticks. But so I mean, Kirtland's kind of in that like filling out period again. They had to start all over, so it's going to be interesting to see how they react.
Good luck to Kirtland Central. They'll be taking on Grants at Grants, and then they go up to Bernalillo. Shiprock 0-3. And as we wanted to mention, Kirtland ranked 15 in the state of 4A. Aztec right in front of them at 14. And number 19, Shiprock, they're 0-3. They lost to Kirtland 50-0. They play Thoreau this coming Friday night. And, of course, Navajo Prep 3-1 on the season. Coach Denetso has his team rocking and rolling. They dropped a heartbreaker against Crown Point, 14-8. And I got to tell you, no disrespect to Crown Point, but that shocked me when I seen that score. I was pretty thrown back by that. They played last Thursday. Of course, they beat Zuni 48-0. I think most of us picked them to win that game the previous week before. But, Steven, I mean, that was a shocker for Navajo Prep to lose that game. But are we going to see maybe a little Bloomfield situation where those coaching staffs are upset that they lost the game? Of course, everybody wants to go undefeated. But sometimes you look at your team and you say, as crazy as it sounds, you needed that.
Yep.
You needed that body check to get yourself right. Are we seeing that right here with Navajo Prep?
I don't disagree with you on that because like everybody was counting them out, right? And they lose this game, and see, we told you so type of thing. Now this team, they've obviously got a chip on their shoulder. Okay, we're going to prove you wrong, and if you're going to lose, this is the time you lose in the season.
That's right. Before
it's district and it counts and everything else, and we all know that. And I was impressed. I got on to get some game film from Navajo Prep, and I was like, and I know they're not a Bloomfield, but they have receivers, they have running backs, they have a quarterback. Like they do some really good things out on the field. And Cory, if you want to switch me over here, I mean, this is Aiden Claw. He's the quarterback. And this is just a little 10-yard run that he makes right here. But I mean, this team, they execute well. They get their receivers downfield, and he's got some athleticism there, and he was doing that all game long. He's pounding the ball, he's making it happen. And right here, this is a 47-yard touchdown pass, I believe. Let me make sure on my notes. Yeah, so this was a great pass from Claw to Levon Jim, and I think we've said Levon Jim's name. Is he in basketball, right? Were we talking about him before the season?
Player to watch for the season.
Yeah, player to watch. And right there, he breaks a tackle and makes his way all the way down to the end zone. And like I said, it was just a heartbreaker. I watched that, and at the very end, whenever Crown Point puts that ball in the end zone, it just you can tell it was just a heartbreaker. But look at this right here, beats two guys. They don't wrap up. Makes just the speed, he gets down into the end zone.
But he doesn't score right there unless that wide receiver on the far side, upper side of the field doesn't get in the way of this linebacker running him down. Look, right here, he misses the tackle. Here comes the linebacker on the back end. Look at the wide receiver step right in front of him.
Just had to make him miss.
The smallest things can change a whole game. That was a great job by that wide receiver for Navajo Prep.
And not only that, but also not to have the discipline not to lay the block on there and get a crackback.
To crack back.
But we talked about, sorry, let me flip it back over, but the Crown Point game, and you talked about being a heartbreaker. I mean, they battled back and forth. Crown Point and punched it in with like 3 seconds left in the game, I think. But Navajo Prep had the ball at the 1-yard line. And then in the last couple minutes, I think they got a couple turnovers from Crown Point. So, I mean, it was right there for them. Unfortunately, they just couldn't couldn't put it in pay dirt there. But man, Navajo Prep, I don't think they're getting the respect that they got, right? I know Coach's Poll I saw them 2 weeks ago. They were at 11. I think they've moved up to 8.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I just pulled up, like right before we got on air, I pulled up. They're sitting at 9 right now on the Coach's Poll. And there's some more things I want to talk about on this Coach's Poll that I'm not necessarily happy about. But
that's ridiculous to have Navajo Prep at 9. I mean, I don't care who you are, what the situation is, any of that. That's complete disrespect.
Where do they have
Ben?
Crown Point?
I mean, come on.
Crown Point. And you know, another on Navajo Prep, number 2, Dallas Wilson. That kid, he's a thick kid, and he runs the ball. I know you said he's labeled as a backup QB, I think, or something like that. But, man, that's another strong kid on that team for Navajo Prep. Man, I don't know. I think Navajo Prep has a good chance at putting something together this season.
Well, I think they had just that little bit of, we're on top. We're whipping everybody like, we got this. And they were a little bit shocked, I think. And so, like you said earlier, they needed this loss to regroup, get that fire back, and fix the things that they need to fix, the small things. And you can see, I mean, obviously in those clips that they're still doing things right. They just got to sharpen that knife a little bit more and go into these district games.
Yep. Well, and I don't even, like Cory, you asked me, I don't even see Crown Point even with votes on the 2A thing. And so, yeah, I mean, that was a big win for Crown Point,
yep.
And it was also a big loss for Navajo Prep. And I think it's a reset, like, okay, time to get refocused and get after it.
Yeah, we'll see how they bounce back this week. But obviously, Navajo Prep making some noise. And you know what? Desert Sports Live sees you.
Yes, we
Dang
do.
right. I like that. Nice plug-in, pal. I like that. Yep, Navajo Prep takes on Santa Fe Indians, I believe, at home. Yes, and they won that game last year 48-20. They're 2-2 all-time against Santa Fe Indian. Let's see. No doubt about it. Navajo Prep's going to get right back on track just like everybody else did. And you know what? We're going to run on into soccer, and then we'll do some volleyball, and then we got our picks, and we're going to call it a night. Steven, take it over for soccer.
Well, yeah, we got first thing we're going to go over, we got Aztec. We got the Aztec girls soccer team, 3-3. They haven't started district play yet. Is this saying that they play number 3 Pius, or did they play them already?
Yeah, they played number 3
So
Pius.
they played number 3 Pius, and they lost 4-2. And I can speak from experience. When you play Pius to a 4-2 game, yeah, they lost, but that's pretty good results. If you can put some points in on Pius, if you can clean up a few things on your defensive end and shut down some of those shots, then you have a pretty good chance. And proud of the Aztec girls. They're playing tough right now. The boys, 2-8. They haven't started district play. They play Socorro on Friday, and they're set to. Then plays Hatch Valley on Saturday. So then
I do apologize. I misspoke. They are playing St. Pius. I apologize. That was their record. St. Pius is 4-2.
Okay.
So they play this coming Friday.
I was going to say that's a pretty good score. So, but for the Aztec girls though, the number 8 seed playing the number 3 seed, like I'm excited to hear the outcome of that game then, because I think the Aztec girls, you've got Thornton and you got Villanueva. Those are 2 key players for the Aztec girls that can go out there and make things happen. Let's see if they can put some goals in the back of the net. And then next up is Bloomfield. You got number 5. They're ranked number 5. The girls are 6-1-1, and they play FHS on the 16th and PV on the 18th. That's going to be 2 tough games for them, but those are great games to get them prepared for district and down the road. Then you got the Bloomfield boys, number 14. I really like Scott, their coach. He's a great dude. I get to talk to him every once in a while because he's got some younger kids playing in youth, and I'll see him around. But they're 4-5. They haven't started district yet. They play FHS, and then they play Bernalillo. FHS on Tuesday, tomorrow, and then Bernalillo on Saturday. Then you got number 12, Kirtland girls, 4-3. They're going to be playing Grants on the 16th and Moriarty on the 20th. Then you got the Kirtland boys. They're ranked number 20th. They're 3-5, and they'll play Grants on the 16th and Cortez on the 18th. Then you have the Farmington girls, and the Farmington girls, they got Bryce as their coach. He does a great job, does a fantastic job with them. They're sitting at number 3 right now in the state, 7-1. And they play Bloomfield on the 16th and Albuquerque Academy on the 20th. That's always a good game because Albuquerque Academy is always one of the top teams in 4A. And then you've got, or is it 3A? I'm not sure. I guess it would be 4A still,
4A.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 4A.
Then you got the Farmington boys, number 20. They're ranked 21, 3-4. They play Bloomfield on the 16th and Hope Christian on the 20th. That Hope Christian game will be an extremely good, tough game for them to play as well. Farmington boys, they usually play at a pretty high level and play pretty well. Piedra Vista girls ranked number 10, 7-2 on the season. They play Bloomfield on the 18th. Number 11, Piedra Vista boys soccer, 4-2. They play Durango on the 18th and Bayfield on the 20th. Durango always has a strong team in soccer, but that Piedra Vista boys team, they're impressive. If you haven't seen them play, they have a really good team. They play really well, and that's going to do it for soccer, folks. I just want to say, I would love to have some field reporting on soccer.
Right.
I think I'm going to start making some phone calls to some people that I know to see if I can at least just get some information.
I'll call one of them out. The Aztec boys. Come on, Brad. Where you at, man?
Yeah, Brad.
Are you talking Griswold?
Brad
Yes.
Griswold still plays on the boys team.
Yeah,
Where
give
you
me.
at?
I'm gonna have to
Come
give.
on, Brad.
And then for the girls, we got Neil Villanueva.
Yeah.
I need him to get me some information. So I think here in 2 weeks, I'm gonna try to get with some people, maybe some coaches. I think we got the number to the Piedra Vista boys coach. I think we did.
do.
So I want to give him a call, or Albert can give him a call. But folks, and we got some field reporting coming up here at the end. Our good friend Mandy Sagata got us some field reporting on the 8th grade football team, but we would love to get some of that for soccer and also for volleyball, and I believe Albert's going to go over some volleyball.
That's right. Hey, I mean, how are you Bloomfield girls soccer 6-1-1 and you're only at number 5? What is the rest of the state doing there? And you go to Piedra Vista girls 7-2 on the season, and they're only ranked 10. I mean, what does that look like for girls soccer? I mean, it looks like 4A and 5A for girls soccer is electrifying. Let's go over to volleyball. And again, hey, Aaron Estrada, my good pal, I'm calling you out because you did tell us you were send us some sideline reporting. We're going to show you how it's done by our dear friend Mandy Sagata. But man, you promised some video of your daughter in Piedra Vista playing volleyball, and I know there's a lot of other parents out there that have a ton of video of your kids playing volleyball or cross country. I've seen some other videos coming in for cross country. Man, send those to us. We want to give these kids some love. This is what the show is all about. And for you parents, volleyball, Farmington, again, ranked number 3. So they got their soccer team ranked number 3. Now their girls are ranked number 3, 6-2 in volleyball. Piedra Vista ranked number 10, 5-3 on the season. The Aztec Tigers are ranked number 22. They're 3-3 on the season. Bloomfield ranked number 18, they're 4-5. Kirtland, who went on a hot streak, guys, if you remember, they were undefeated there for a little bit. They're ranked number 10 at 4-3. And Shiprock was also highly ranked and undefeated there for a while, but they're ranked number 12 now, 4-2 on the season. And Navajo Prep 0-6 at number 21. So that's volleyball. We're asking for more videos of you guys. We'd love to spend more time on volleyball. We're stretched as far as we can go, so that's why we need you parents and you siblings to
We're calling out Ryan Hubble.
That's right, Hub. Come on, man. So, hey, we want to show you what this field report is all about, and our good dear friend Mandy Sagata.
All right, so let's check in with the 8th grade football. Mandy sent me this field report, and I'm gonna let her talk, and then I've got 3 clips that she sent me that you guys can watch.
These kids some love. This is what the show is all about.
So Cory, whenever you're ready, just send me over there, and then we'll.
Farmington, again, ranked number 3.
This is Mandy Sagata reporting at Kugler Middle School, where the Kugler Middle School Aztec Tigers have defeated Kirtland Central's Middle School with a score of 27-0.
Bloomfield ranked number 18, they're 4-5. I mean, that's how it's done, right?
That's right.
I mean, that's what we're looking for.
We got our mics back on?
Our mics.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right, Mac, I had to make sure our mics were back on. But yeah, good job, Mandy. And I'm going to play these clips for you right here. Maybe, Ben, you can walk us through this one right here.
So this is a pass from Logan to Cash Sagata, number 33. One-handed catch. I don't know if he even realized he caught it, but when he realized he did, he started rumbling down the field.
And then I didn't rewind this one. Let me rewind it here.
And then here's the big man, Jaden, back there in the heavy set.
Literally.
And that's what the offensive formation's called, folks. Just a heads up.
Yeah. He'll rumble down the field through almost the whole defense.
Gosh, who would want to tackle that guy coming at you full speed? I mean, I'm checking out. Sorry, guys.
I don't even want to tackle him.
Yeah, a lot of arm tackles going on right there.
And then here's our last one right here.
This is all from our sideline reporter, Mandy Sagata.
Logan throwing it out there to Keegan Keller.
Turn the burners on, and he's out of there.
Keegan, like you catch him open in the field, he'll drop the ball. But you got 3 guys on him, he'll come up with it every time.
And that's how, and you know those kids, so you can speak like that, man, because you coached them for a long, long time. Well, there you have it, folks. That's what we're looking for, some more field reporters. Hey, just a heads up, too. We've got 2 nominations going on for our Business of the Month award, our Outstanding Business of the Month, and then our teacher. We also got one coming in, and hey, guess what? He's not even a teacher for the couple of votes that we've gotten in. So, hey, we're still looking for those. Send them to info@desertsports.live. That's info@desertsports.live. Email that in. Let us know who you all want to vote for your favorite teacher or business. But we're going to be handing out that award in 2 weeks, Stephen. Can't wait to do that. So, hey, here comes the fun part. All right, guys, we're going to start taking some tallies here. And we're like, how do we do a sports show and not make some guesses on the NFL? So, we're probably going to upset some people with these, but we're going to go through this quickly. I'm going to call out these games. Stephen, Ben, and Cory, you're going to give us your picks quickly. So this Thursday coming up, actually tonight, Tampa Bay is at Houston. Stephen.
Houston. That's my team.
Ben.
I got the Bucks.
Cory.
The Bucks.
All right. LA Chargers
really
taking on Las Vegas. I also have the Bucks. I've got the Chargers.
Sorry.
Chargers or Vegas Raiders?
Chargers.
Ben.
Same thing. I'm a Raider fan, and I got to go for the Chargers just because I'm trying to win these picks.
All right. Chargers. Okay. Coming up Thursday, Miami or Buffalo? I got Buffalo. Stephen.
I got Buffalo.
Buffalo.
All right. Atlanta at Carolina. I got Atlanta.
Yep, I'm going to go Atlanta.
I got Atlanta as well.
Make it 4.
Green Bay at Cleveland. I got Green Bay.
Yep.
Same here.
Okay. Houston at Jacksonville. I got Houston. Cincinnati at Minnesota. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going with Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
You know what? Joe Burrow got hurt. I'm going to go with Minnesota as well.
Pittsburgh at New England, and not in this lifetime will I ever root for Pittsburgh Steelers. New England without hesitation.
I went Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh on that one.
That's just because I can't do it, guys. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I just can't do it. LA Rams against Philadelphia, and hey, Philadelphia's the champs till you knock them out. I got Philadelphia, and that pains me to say that being a Cowboys fan.
I got Philadelphia.
Yeah, I got Philadelphia as well.
Jets at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, you can't go against Baker, in my opinion.
I went against Baker. I went New York Jets.
If Fields hadn't gotten hurt this week, I think I'd go Jets, but I think I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
He's probably going to be out this coming week. Indianapolis against Tennessee. I don't know what kind of magic is happening with the Colts, but I'm going with them.
Yeah, I went with the Colts.
I'm going with the Colts. Oh, even Sam over there. Hey, you need to check your camera over there. Make sure it's on, Sam.
Las Vegas Raiders at Washington, and I got the Vegas Raiders because of their quarterback. I think they'll take it over Washington.
I'm going to go Washington.
I got Washington.
There you go. So we're split down the middle on that one. Denver at Chargers, and I got Chargers.
I got Denver.
And the reason I got the Chargers is I think they're starting their stud cornerback in Satan is out.
Gosh,
so I think he just went down this week. I don't know if he'll be back.
You know, just because I love Cammy, I'm going to go with Denver.
I'm going to
go with Denver.
You guys sicken me, by the way. You guys sicken me. New Orleans at Seattle. That should be a no-brainer for everybody. Seattle.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys at Chicago. I'm going to still ride with my Cowboys.
I went with your Cowboys.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Arizona at San Francisco. San Francisco's just got that magic. I'm going with San Fran.
I went San Fran as well.
Yeah, Arizona is the weakest 2-0 team on the list. So
Kansas City at Giants. I'm going to go with Kansas City.
I went with Kansas City as well.
Yep.
I went too many division rivals for the Cowboys already, so I'm going to go Kansas City.
Better watch your mouth over there, Cory. Detroit on Monday night at Baltimore. That's going to be a fantastic game, but I ain't going against our boy in the back, safety from Notre Dame. Plus, how can you go against Baltimore? Because I really think they're going to that's going to be my Super Bowl pick this year for the AFC Baltimore Ravens.
I went with Baltimore as well.
Yeah, Baltimore.
All right, there you have it, NFL. All right, here's the games. Now, this is the ones you're going to upset some people at, I'm sure, but college games, I went from the top 25, but I only went with the best games out there. Of course, most teams are playing their Powder Puff games last week and then this week. Number 17, Texas Tech at number 16, Utah. I got Texas Tech.
I went with Utah.
I got the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Texas Tech as well.
Red Raiders. Number 11, Oklahoma versus number
chance.
22, Auburn. And love their coach. I'm not a Oklahoma guy in any way, shape, or form, but they got something special with that quarterback. I'm going Oklahoma. I think they're back.
I went to Oklahoma as well.
I will never pick the Sooners, so go Auburn.
Cory, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go Auburn as well. I don't even care.
21, Michigan at Nebraska. I go with the upset. I think Nebraska will beat Michigan.
I went with Michigan.
Yeah, I think
Michigan.
Yeah.
All right. Number 23, Missouri versus South Carolina. I think South Carolina bounces back. They beat Missouri.
I agree with that.
I went with Missouri.
I'm going to go
Not
South
a bad
Carolina.
choice, though. Missouri's hot right now. They got a hot quarterback over there, and their defense is nasty. Number 9, Illinois. At number 19, Indiana. I'm going to go with number 9, Illinois.
Yeah, they should be ranked higher. I'm going to go with Illinois.
I went with Illinois as well.
Make it 4.
Number 4, Miami versus Florida. I chose Miami, and I was a little questionable on that because Florida plays Miami tough every single year.
That's
And now I'm questioning my pick.
I went with Miami.
But I went with Miami.
If it was Florida State, I'd go with Florida State. But
Yep, I got Miami.
I got Miami.
Miami. All right, folks. Hey, thanks so much for rocking out with Desert Sports Live. We're going to be giving 2 awards out next show, and that show is 2 Mondays from now, which is going to be September 29th. We'd like to give a big, huge thank you over here to our sound technician and one of our production guys as well. That's Steven's son, Sam Parks over there. And then, of course, the wonderful Miss Annabelle Kitchens, who runs some production for us with some camera stuff and timing and different things like that. Couldn't do this without them. And actually, really, we truly mean that. We couldn't do this without them. This is a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Some of you have been here and seen it.
Let me flip back over to that. You see all that?
Seen the madness. There you go. Yep. Go ahead and turn around, Annabelle, really quick. Give it a 2-piece what's up. Anyways, we appreciate them so very much for coming out, and we love this whole family atmosphere. You know, Annabelle is Cory's daughter, and Sam is Steven's son, and of course Ben's got family members, his brother.
Sam's my nephew, just so.
Yes.
There you go.
Nephew.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to put it. And so, you know, hey, it's a family thing. It really is. We love that atmosphere, and we thank all of you guys for rocking out with us, always following Desert Sports Live. We just love giving back to the community, and we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from the sideline reporters from volleyball and soccer. We don't even care if it's youth stuff, guys. If it's 4-year-olds, we don't care. Send us something.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to give everybody as much love on this show as we possibly can. This is why we started this whole thing years ago. So, help us out with that. Guys, thanks for joining us. For Ben and Cory, Steven, Albert here for Desert Sports Live, the Garage Guys. We love you guys. Thanks for rocking out. God bless, and we're out.